Hey everybody, this is Juan from the Byte team. I'm joined by Mr. Ryan McNulty. We got a great friend of ours, Jamie Burko from Brooklyn. We got Anthony Fleming from Seattle, and we're having just a little bit of fun right here in my bedroom. And
that's flying a lot.
Fun related to wrestling. We got to clarify.
What kind of wrestling?
Okay, yeah, I think we should just jump directly to the question. Let's play it safe, yeah. But how do you start this now?
I have no idea.
The point of this video that we're working on is, we talk about the network in the podcast, and Anthony was actually just sort of casually talking about that he has the network, but he doesn't really use it and all that stuff. So it sort of brings the question: what if the network were to hypothetically fail at some point? What if it just boom banished after all this stuff? So first, I want to take it to you, Anthony.
Yes, sir.
You're not a casual. You almost don't watch the product right now. So why do you have the network?
Well, I used to watch it when I was younger, so I'm trying to relive past memories, and the reason why I got the whole network was so I can watch old Raws and old pay-per-views and whatnot. But they would add too much old content. It's kind of hard to find it on the PS4 app and whatnot, and so I just
end up going
don't
on
bother.
YouTube.
Exactly. I don't bother half the time. I was kind of like, oh, maybe next time, maybe next month I'll check in.
So what was your reaction when they actually announced it? Because you would watch it in the Attitude Era. I mean, I'm pretty sure all of us, we love the Attitude Era for, it had its questionable stuff. But when they first announced it, what was your first reaction?
Well, I was pretty pumped because you hear, we're going to add a whole back catalog and you can watch it anytime you want to on demand and whatnot. So I was really excited, but it hasn't really turned out to be that way so far. But we'll see where it goes.
What about you, Jamie? You have the network, right?
Yes, I do.
What do you think about it?
I haven't really used the network much outside of just watching pay-per-views. Just given my crazy schedule, it's not usually on in the background because I'm usually just focused on work. But even when it comes to their pay-per-views, I mean, I've actually had some technical issues with the network. I remember I was watching, would this be Battleground maybe?
Yeah.
It opened with the tag match of the Usos against Harper and Rowan. So I don't know which one was that, but that was the 2 out of 3 falls match. And I was watching it, and all of a sudden it just cut into Big Show versus Daniel Bryan from the year before. And it was like, whoa, yeah, that was a big glitch
seriously,
that just
from
happened.
The actual year before?
Yeah, it went right to the year before show. So I was like, well, why is Big Show coming out now? And now there's Daniel Bryan. It's like, wait, Daniel Bryan's not on the injured list to begin with.
That happened to us with one of the NXT shows. Remember,
I've never had it actually show an older or completely different show.
It went to the year before pay-per-view.
That is amazing. I've seen people who recorded when Tyler Breeze, it just kept doing his blue steel face. It would play 5 more seconds, and then it would go back to him doing the face.
It was during the first
I've had the
NXT Rival
era too.
So, do you guys use it on TV, PS3, mobile, for the time that you have actually used it? Would you ever consider watching a pay-per-view on a phone? Is that an incentive? Because WWE always talks, hey, you can watch a pay-per-view on your phone.
I actually did do that before on my way home from I don't even remember where I was going, but I was actually watching Extreme Rules. It was Kane and Daniel Bryan as the main event. I was watching it on the way home on my phone.
Oh, nice.
It's just not too practical for me. I don't even watch the show too much to begin with, so it takes a month before Raw pops up on the network, and I don't have cable. I'm one of those, I don't have TV, but I have Netflix and Amazon.
So how did you actually hear about the network, since you're not a regular watcher?
I know people who watch wrestling still, all the podcasts I listen to kind of mentioned it, and I was pretty excited. It was all over Reddit. Plug for Reddit.
I don't think they need any more plugs.
No. But question. So we're talking about the network. We can all agree. I think it's a good price, right? I mean, $9.99 for all the stuff we make fun of in WWE.
Pay-per-views.
With the pay-per-views and everything.
No more $49.99 pay-per-views.
For you guys that you pay the network but don't watch it, do you have any idea why we've yet to hit that million on the network? Well, what would you say? What's going on? Is there just maybe not enough wrestling fans? Maybe just people don't to afford it.
I mean, part of it, but also most people buy the pay-per-views at $49.99. They would put 5 people chip in to watch the pay-per-views that each pay $10. So they push it every night on Raw and whatnot, right? So who knows? Maybe the lack of content, I guess, be my guess.
I think just no interest in the current product is a big issue for sure. I mean, if people don't care, I mean, whenever I have people ask me, non-wrestling fans, like, who's the current guy still? And I say John Cena, it's like, still? It's like now we're going on over 10 years of John Cena being on top. They're like waiting for that next big star. So I think they're just tired of like who's the main people. Like they're trying to build stars. Like I did know people who were like really into the whole Daniel Bryan thing. Like I actually did see people doing the whole yes, yes, no, no thing. Then he got injured, unfortunately. So now I really don't see who would be like the next big person that could get people invested into the product again.
That's for sure. I'm John Cena. Like I don't like John Cena, so I'm gonna change the channel.
Isn't that interesting how almost any topic that you bring up about the WWE boils down to John Cena?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter.
He's the face of the company right now. That's the whole thing.
And also another thing could just be people who don't want to commit to things like that. You know, it's like they're just perfectly happy watching it on TV. Don't stand up when I'm talking.
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay. He's just checking the time. But, you know, people don't want to... They don't want to invest in something. They're perfectly happy just watching Raw on TV, and they don't want to pay for anything. They know they'll just get the results on Raw the next night. So, you know, that's something also to consider.
Yeah, people pay cable bill like $10 plus my cable bill. I'm not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Before the network, be it, you know, friends, family, you guys by yourselves, would you watch pay-per-views every month? Or like, I mean, we didn't always get monthly pay-per-views, but network didn't exist. Attitude Era. Would you pay for pay-per-views?
No.
Not recently, but Attitude Era, like Ruthless Aggression Era, for sure. But nowadays, like, it's $50. I'm not paying $50 to watch 3 hours of content.
I was paying $50.
How much was it back then? Like,
It's
you
still the
forget.
same price, I think.
It was
50
like
to
$50
$40,
I paid.
roundabout.
So why would you say for sure? Because like the way you answered is like, yeah, sure. You know, back then
Wasn't it 40?
It was a couple bucks less. I mean, but when you consider inflation for stuff, I guess it's sort of more or less the same. But it's curious, like how you're so
I was
quick
young
to
and naive.
say. Yeah, is it just were you just like throwing money out the window?
Well, we all know that during like the Attitude Era, everything was pretty dumb. But it was like in a great way for like people our age to kind of really dig into it and really love it. So I kind of grew out of that. So I really don't care anymore. Not anymore, but I didn't care. I started caring less and reached the point where I don't watch it anymore.
Yeah. So like, it's got to a lot of the stuff that we talk about in the podcast. You know, mixture of like characters. Plus, like the whole John Cena thing. Anything else you want to bring up, Brian, about it?
Well, just what do you think would happen if it fails? Because we can think about now everyone's used to paying $10 for a pay-per-view. So if it fails, you know,
how do you go back?
Yeah, how do you go back? Nobody's gonna want to start paying $50.
Kind of hard. Because
if they weren't even buying it at $10 a month, technically, like, why the hell would you expect people now to go back to paying the $40, $50?
So all right, let's say you're in Vince McMahon's shoes. The network, done. You can't do anything about it.
I mean, it's a big shoes there.
And the whole time you've been mocking people that still pay it. Because you got to keep in mind during the pay-per-views, they'll say like, if you're buying pay-per-view, you're paying $59.99. They'll like open their mouth like, what are you doing with your life right now? So it's like, we're going back to that.
So
yeah,
what
the
do
thing
you
that
do?
we just made fun of, we're going back. That's a hard question. Like, you really just need to sit down and think.
Do you go like the TNA free per view route? Or,
that's going to seem really bad if
you just lose a lot of money.
Well, you're gonna lose. It sucks because most people don't even know that TNA. Like, I don't know about TNA at all. Like, that WWE seems to be the only kind of game in town right now.
Yeah.
And maybe Lucha Underground, you were saying before.
Yeah.
But I just heard about that like a couple days ago. So who knows? I'd stop watching wrestling by chance until something big pops up, like a Lucha Underground or something.
Final question though then, because maybe we can't really get to the whole thing about what if the network fails, but what if this is sort of a learning experience that whole like building up to like that one big pay-per-view thing, aside from like WrestleMania, because everybody knows about WrestleMania, the SummerSlams,
Royal Rumble.
What if instead of getting monthly pay-per-views, we just got those big four, so those felt bigger? Do you think that would help, especially like somebody like you, Anthony, that there's a ton of wrestling going on, but you just don't watch it? Would that be an incentive?
Well, maybe if like everyone, the week-to-week discussion that I hear from friends and whatnot is exciting and I get pumped up for that, I would probably watch it then. But until I don't know. I can't really say.
They need buzz.
Yeah, they need buzz. There's no buzz going
It
on.
always seems to happen at every time after SummerSlam, the product just takes a huge hit.
Yeah.
Like this happened last year with the whole botched Daniel Bryan Randy Orton feud that ended up being Orton and Big Show.
No, it does seem to always slow down around there. And, you know, the
Even right
Attitude
now.
Era, if there's one thing it had, it was week-to-week buzz. And that really just doesn't happen. Every once in a while, you get that huge buzz.
Yeah.
Someone wins the title or something. They get a good rating the next night, and then
that's it. They only get
falls
that
off after
one
that. They
week
can't
boom,
maintain it.
And that's the end.
Well, that's why it may help, because when you get rid of like that pay-per-view, all of a sudden you don't have that pressure that like, oh, I can't do this on Raw because I got to save that for the pay-per-view. So maybe
That's going to lead
that's
to
an
more
option.
shitty filler segments, though, if you just put it only at 4. Because then it's like, oh, we have so much time until the next show. Let's just put the Bunny against Fandango.
And doesn't every match on Raw always end DQ anyways? It's kind of hard to, like,
That's-
it's so
yeah,
predictable. It's like,
Well, that would sort of be the good thing, because if they got rid of the pay-per-view, then they could have like bigger matches on Raw and be like, we don't need to do the DQ finish because like this needs to be like a special Raw.
Fair
And
point.
everybody's already watching, so maybe it's a possibility. So I would actually like to know, for those watching, do you think that's a good idea? And if not, you know, sort of give us some input. What if the WWE Network failed, or what should the WWE just remove a couple of pay-per-views and keep that going?
And
Let
how
us
do they
know.
still make money?
Yeah, because I mean, when
That's
that
the $1 million
happens-
question right there.
But at the same time, if you got the
$1 billion
network,
question.
you're still getting the $10 a month. You can raise the incentive with other shows like Countdown and all that stuff. So anything else you want to say, Rano?
No, I'm good.
Yeah. So thanks everybody for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up. Check out this dude's hat. And we'll be back with many more videos.
We
right
were
here.
advertising Nintendo like crazy. The Nintendo shirt, the Waluigi hat. Nintendo should be paying us.
10 seconds. Show the shirt. Show the shirt.
shirt.
Hasta la vista, Daisy.